Okay, welcome back. Now, today we are going to create this very simple looking vehicle. Okay, now I hope you have by now you don't have a problem with uploading reference images into your Blender files. Okay, now before creating the car, make sure your project is saved. Just hit Control Save or come here. I'm sure you don't have a problem with saving projects. Okay, now before creating this car, you have to notice that we have to know the front part of the car. Okay, so that now we can subdivide, we can delete the left side of it, then have our mirror modifier, so that now we don't have to work twice. Okay, now with our cube on our grid on the viewport, now we can switch to front view. Okay, now this is front view. Okay, this means that this is the front part of our vehicle. Now what we'll have to do, we're going to get into edit mode, then subdivide this cube, then delete one side of the cube, delete these vertices so that we can only have half the cube. Then we are going to add mirror modifier. Where is our mirror modifier? Then we are going to enable clipping. Okay, I'm sure we've tackled the mirror modifier. It's actually one of the most important modifiers that we'll be constantly using. So I'll select this top part, then I'll move it downwards just a bit. So this is this front part. Okay, then let's switch to face mode so that now I can expand the width of my car. So I'm going to move it outwards just a bit. At this point, we really don't care that much about the dimensions. Okay, it might be too big, so this car might be too big. Okay, but we'll sort about that later. Okay, so we're going to drop this one just a bit downwards like that. Then we'll come to the side view. So side view, if I hit 3 on the number pad, I'll be on the side view. Then I'll select this face, then move it backwards just a bit like so, then extrude it, hit E to extrude it and push it backwards, something like this. Now let's make it a bit bigger. So let's pull this up just a bit, then select this part and extrude it upwards. Okay, now we want this car to be very simple, very low poly. Okay, so we don't want too many details. So I'll switch to edge mode, then select this edge, then move it backwards. So this is this part, the car. Then select this other side, push it inwards just a bit, something like that. Okay, then usually if you guys have seen cars, you can select this part and move it inwards just a bit. That's how naturally cars are. Okay, then I think this part is too small, so I'm going to select these two faces and pull it backwards more. Okay, like so, something like that. Okay, now what else can we do before continue before proceeding? Okay, now let's create one loop cut here. So the reason I've added this loop cut is for this part of the car. Okay, this top part. Now we've started thinking about where the tires um, will uh, will be extruded from. Okay, now I'll push this part upwards just a bit. So this is the highest point here. Okay, this is why we've added this one. Okay, then I'll select these two edges and push it just a bit, not too much, just a bit. Then I'll add another loop cut to cater for this part. Okay, so I'll create this loop cut, push it like that, create another loop cut to cater for this part here, like so. And now what else can we do? Okay, now let's push it further. And now we need to cater for this. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me push this down just a bit, then I'll add two more loop cuts, okay, that will cater for this area. So I'll create this loop cut, then bevel it like so. So to bevel, you have to create that loop, then Control B to bevel it. Okay, Control B will bevel it. Then I'll select this edge and pull it upwards like so. Okay, then so we have this part here, then we have this part here, then we have the rest, this one at the bottom. Okay, now if we want to create, if we want to create this hole, we can easily just delete these faces and we've created the holes. Now that's not what we want to do yet, so we've just created space here. So let's create another space for this back tire. Okay, so I'm going to create one loop, this loop cut, and position it somewhere here. Okay, okay, let's move it just a bit, then create another loop cut here. Okay, then create one more loop cut, then bevel it like so, then select this part, pull it upwards. Okay, then let's scale this down just a bit. Okay, now we have space for our tires, but I think let's move this loop down. Okay, so that the tires don't extrude too far above the car. Okay, so somewhere here. And now I'll create another loop cut at the bottom, just one. So create this loop cut, then slide it with GG. So if I hit GG, I can slide my loops. Okay, so I'll slide it somewhere here, Okay, then I'll switch to face mode, then select these faces. This is where the tires will come from. So select these faces, then X delete faces. Now we have spaces where our tires will be extruded from. Okay, but before we focus too much on the tires, we can now come and start focusing on the doors. Okay, now we'll create one loop cut at the top. So Control R, then slide that loop cut somewhere here. So this is the highest point for our door. Then I'll create another loop cut here and slide it. So this is the highest, this is this region. Okay, all right. Okay, then slide it a bit more with GG. Then create another loop cut here. So Control R. So this is positioned immediately at the center. Okay, so this should be at the center and it should be straight. Okay, and now the same way we've been modeling, we'll scale it along this axis, along y axis 0, so that it's 100% straight. Okay, then uh, we have uh, we have to add more loop cuts. Okay, so that now we can have space for this, the end of the front door and the start of the back door. So we'll bevel it, Control B, bevel it like that. Then I'll create one loop cut here and another loop cut here. Okay. Now, if I select these faces, these ones are responsible for creating our front door. But notice that our reference, our door doesn't reach the bottom. Okay. Now we have to create another loop cut at the bottom. And now, if I select this part, these faces, now I have the front door. Okay. Now all I have to do is to hit P to separate. Okay, P for polio. So hit P, and now we have our door. Okay. Now we'll not do anything yet. We've just created a position for our door. Then we'll come at the bottom, and now we have to do a bit more for the back door. So before that, let's extend because I've realized that the back part is a bit more uh, it's uh, it's more a bit more inwards. So I'll move this inwards just a bit more. Then let me hold this one, switch to edge mode and select this part. Then move it inwards a bit more like that. Okay. Then I'll create another loop cut to cut for this area. So I'll add this loop cut like this. Okay. Then after that, I'll move these top loop cuts to the front, uh, something like this. Okay. And now, if I select this face two, this one, all if I select these faces, now I'm starting to prepare for our back door. But notice that this area, okay, this area is not catered for. Okay, so what I can do, I'll I can select. Let's just select this door like that. Then I'll insert. Okay, I'll create and I'll insert. Okay, so to do that, I'll hit I. I stands for insert. So insert will create more space here. Okay, and now we have space, but our door won't be aligned. Okay, so what I can do, I just have to create one loop cut here, then find a way to create another loop passing here. The easiest way is to use the knife tool. Okay, the knife tool. So what I'm going to do, I'll head to the side view, then hit K. So if I hit K for knife, if I hit K, you'll see something like a knife, and now I can create um, vertices that didn't exist. Okay, so if I click here, then drag it to somewhere here, then click it, then hit enter, I'll have added another loop. Okay, the loops don't flow, but now we'll just work with this the way it is. Okay, now what I have to do is to select all the faces that will make up our door, like so, these ones, then hit P again to separate. Okay, now we have the back door and the front one. Okay, now let's create this area that has glass. Okay, so I'll select the front door, then select this face, then hit I to insert. Okay, then hit E to extrude. So I'll extrude inwards like that. Okay, now I have that part. Then select the back door, select the faces that will be responsible with um, the faces that will be responsible with the, let me make it a bit more visible, gravity, like so. So I select the faces that will be responsible with the position of our uh, glass. So I'll hit I again, then scale it down to almost this size. Then I'll extrude it inwards, like so. And now I have the door. Okay, there is obviously these handles. So to create them, we are creating very low poly handles. So I'll duplicate this face, then scale it down, reposition it, scale it down just a bit, reposition it somewhere here, then extrude it outwards. And now we have the handle for the back door. Now you can select it again, duplicate it, and move it to the back, so that now this is for the back door. But notice that this object is part of the front door. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to separate it from the front door and join it to the back door. So what I'm going to do here is I'll get into edit mode, then hit P to separate, then select it, shift select the back door, then hit Control plus J. Okay, so Control plus J can easily join objects in Blender. Now when I move it, I have it joined at the back. Okay, now let's create the windshield. So the windshield, I'll select the car body, then create some loops. So move this to the lowest part of the windshield, then create another loop cut here, then move it somewhere closer to the edge, then select the faces responsible for creating the windshield, then extrude, then move it inwards. So I've hit E to extrude, then moved it inwards. And now I have the windshield and the doors. Okay, now let's create the the back. Um, what is its name? So let's just select these faces like that. Then hit E to extrude, then move it inwards like that. Okay, perfect. Now let's create what do we need? Okay, we need okay, we can move this part just a bit backwards. So we'll move it backwards just a bit. That now we can create our very simple headlights. Now I'll create this loop cut, then I'll create another loop cut. Even though we can't see how the headlights look, you can just imagine. Okay, now this is what we have. Then I'll select these faces. So these two faces will be responsible for our headlights. So I'll just extrude, then move it inwards. Okay, I want it to be as simple and as easy as possible. So this is what we have so far. Okay, let's create this black part. Okay, now all I need to do is to select these existing faces like that. Then I'm going to duplicate them. So Shift D to duplicate. Okay, then hit P to separate them. Now I can select this part only. Okay, so there are many ways. I can either manually move them. Let's just manually move them. instead of using modifiers. So just select these faces, move them like that. Then select the top edges. I'll switch to edge mode. Then hit E to extrude. Then move it, scale it along x-axis. Then okay, let's scale it along x-axis. Then let me deselect this edge. Then move this inwards like that. Okay. Now we have this part. But then we can add a few more details. So create this loop cut. Then select the bottom one, deselect this one, then move it backwards so that it looks similar and way closer to our reference. So I'll move this backwards just like in our reference. Then deselect this part, extrude it inwards. And now we have that part created. Okay, so we are already almost done with our car. But now our car doesn't have the side mirrors. Okay, so to create side mirror, I'll use this existing mesh. So I'll just select this face, then duplicate it, then scale it down, reposition it somewhere here, scale it down even more. That, then extrude it, then scale it along y-axis. Then I'll extrude it once again like that. Then I'll create a loop cut here. Then I'll select this top face, this one alone. Then extrude it upwards. Then extrude it once more. Then select this face. Then extrude it outwards. Now, and let's shape it to look like a better looking side mirror. Now, I select this face and this one. Okay, let's select these ones and move it inwards like so. Then select these top faces, pull them upwards. Okay, and then let's create a position for our mirrors. So I'll hit I to insert those faces. Then okay, let's scale it outwards. Then hit E again to extrude it inwards. Okay, now we have position for our mirror, the shiny part of the mirror. Okay, and now we have the side mirror. Okay, now let's go to our tires. Okay, just before we model our tires, we need this part outwards, a lot more visible. Okay, now what we're going to do, select the body, then select the edges responsible. So select these edges, so both the front and the back parts like that. Then I'll hit E to extrude, then pull them outwards, then scale them. Okay, so if I scale it right now, they'll all scale towards the median point because our pivot point is set to median point. So I'll switch it to individual origins. And now if I scale it, this is how it's gonna look. Okay, then push it down a bit, scale it along x-axis, y-axis, then reposition it upwards, and now we have it look the way we want. Okay, now what we need is the tires. Okay, so to create tires is pretty simple. So we're just gonna add mesh, then circle, then reposition it, rotate it, make sure you've rotated 90 degrees. Then I'll scale it down, then head back to side view so that we can position it correctly. Okay, this will be the size of our tire, but notice that the tire is way below our floor. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'll select everything, then push everything upwards so that our tire is just above the floor. Okay, now I'll select this object, head into edit mode, switch to vertex mode. Okay, let's reposition it like that. Now extrude, pull it outwards just a bit, something like this. Okay, reposition it, select okay, select this as let's switch to edge mode, then select this edge loop, select this loop too, then hit E to extrude, then scale it down. So I'm going to scale it down all axis. Okay, I've just scaled it down, so scale it down like that. Then I'll create another loop here, push it outwards so that it looks like a normal tire. Come to this side too, create a loop, then push it outwards, something like this. Okay, and we almost have a tire, but it's not complete. So let's extrude it, move it inwards, same to this other part, extrude it, bring it inwards, and now we have a complete tire. But now we don't have a rim. Okay, so how do we create a rim? Okay, so I'll select the tire, head into edit mode, select this loop, just this loop, then duplicate it so that it's a separate object like that. Then I can extrude it down. Okay, so I've extruded it like so. Then extrude it one more time like this here. Then reposition it maybe outwards. Let's say outwards, something like this. Then E again to extrude it, scale it down, then E, merge at center. Okay, now we've merged it at center, but now we don't have this space. Okay, now to create this space, we can switch to side view. Then let's select the faces that are responsible. So for example, I select these two faces, uh, skip two, select two like that. I'll select two, like that, that. Okay. Now all I need to do is to delete these faces, and now I have space. I have created the space. Now let's select this. Let's select this rim, because now you can easily see that it's not complete inwards. So I'm going to extrude it one more time. Okay, extrude it so that we have some flesh, we have some depth for the rim. Then I'll select just one loop. Let's see this one. So I've selected it. Then I'll duplicate it, then extrude it. After you've duplicated it, and extrude it like this, then extrude it one more time, then scale it up. And now we have a complete tire. Okay, now all I need to do is to give it a mirror modifier. So add, you can either search for modifier or just search it manually. So select mirror, but we can't see it. So the reason we can't see it is because the median point is here. Okay, all we have to do is to tell it to mirror based on our mesh. So I'll click this eyedropper, then select any part of the car, and now we have both. We have the tire at the front, but we don't have it at the back. Okay, now what I have to do is to duplicate it and reposition it to the back. So okay, but now I think we have too much space. We have so much space on the back rim. So I'll select, I switch to face mode, select these faces, then push them inwards. That, okay. Then something like this. Okay, and now we have our car. We can add as much detail as possible. Can add as much detail as possible. But for now, we have a very simple looking car that can be animated. Okay, so watch the next videos for both shading and rigging and uh, animating. Okay, see you in the next one.